No, I don't think that if you criminalize neo-Nazis marching through Jewish neighborhoods, which is what the ACLU was protecting the right of Nazis to literally march down Jewish neighborhoods.
Yes,
I don't think
good.
This is where
that's not good.
on this
I'll explain to you why.
Hold on.
I don't think.
Hold on. Remember, they're calling.
Wait, what? Dude, Drew is now like the furthest thing from a fucking neoliberal by saying that he's against free speech. Like, this is literally anti-free, like, literally just straight up verbatim anti-free speech. It's so cringe.
Republicans Nazis now. So if they criminalized neo-Nazis watching through neighborhoods, they would, in effect, be criminalizing anyone that people would consider a Nazi. And this is why we keep this shield strong, so we can't play this game.
No. I think that's hysterical. I think
it's not hysterical. This is the point.
Okay, let me explain to you. I don't see in any scenario where banning Nazis from marching.
The case TLDRLOL.
What do you mean the case? Jose, thank you so much for the 30 HNL. Hey, that is from the Honduras. Nice.
Jewish neighborhoods would lead.
Hey, we have a watcher from the Honduras. Isn't that cute?
To like literally another Holocaust. That's this massive slippery slope fallacy. And I want to say about Mehdi Hassan, right?
God, Jose, do you see this person? Do you see this Drew person? This person hates you because you're from the Honduras, because you're a Honduran, okay? God, look at this person. God damn it, dude. Jesus.
About Ilhan Omar. Like,
cringe.
By basically saying,
okay.
Yeah, and to be clear, you still haven't given me a quote from Ilhan Omar saying she wanted to kill half the country or anything like that.
No, but I'm trying to explain,
okay,
right?
so hold on.
She formally says Charlie Kirk should not have been killed. And then she goes on a 30-minute rant with Mehdi Hassan, both of the migrants, basically saying, here are all the ways in which it's evil, here's why it's good.
They're not migrants, they're American citizens, okay? And they're allowed to criticize Charlie Kirk. That's not illegal yet.
They are migrants. The reality is that they are migrants. I know that they are legally
agree with you about intent. Drew, I agree with you about intent, but it is the weakest hill to die on because I'm very much with Wick.
What's my grift? No, I don't think you're a grifter. I think a few chatters said that you're a grifter. But I just think you're just despicable. That's it. I'm sorry. Like, I don't think you're a grifter, but I just think you're despicable. If I said you were a grifter before, sorry, I take that back. Maybe it just fucking slipped out really quickly. I don't fucking know. But yeah, no, I don't think you're a grifter. I just think you're despicable.
With regards to freedom of speech and expression, the problem particularly, and again, my as a defender of the Jews, Drew, which I know that you are, and as a Zionist yourself, it's just so easy to make that the example there, right? Like, I need Nazis to be able to talk about their Nazi ideology and to march in favor of their Nazism, because I know that there are people out there who believe that Zionism is Nazism, right? And so it's my belief system and my ideology and the protection of my people that could so easily be classified in that same way. That's number one. Number two, with regards to anti-Semitism in particular, anti-Semitism is a conspiracy theory, right? It erodes at the brains of people who are vulnerable to different conspiracy theories. And once you we see this all the time, right? Name the group that you're not allowed to criticize. That's who owns you. That's who's in control, right? Any single thing, I get frustrated. Every single thing the Trump administration has done to outlaw anti-Israel speech, to against hate speech, against anti-Semitism, all of that stuff hurts Jews, in my humble opinion.
I mean, again, like, being frustrated here doesn't even imply any. The fuck me, dude. Every single time somebody says bad, frustrated, or annoyed or something, that implies that once you become bad or frustrated or annoyed enough, you will not vote for Trump the next election, politically speaking, right? Like, once people have amassed enough bad, you would no longer vote for them. But the thing is, the problem here is that every single fucking Republican will say something like, well, I don't like what Trump is doing. I don't agree with what Trump is doing. If Trump is doing that, then that's bad. But do you know why that's meaningless? Is because they'll still vote for Trump the next fucking election, right? Because saying that you dislike something, saying that something is bad, implies that there's a limit that you reach before you vote for the other side. But that is a fool's errand. That is false. That is a misleading point, right? That's misleading.
Opinion. It is a terrible idea because it reinforces this idea that there are some protected classes in society, and that breeds resentment. The same way that the LGBTQ POC being overinflated as a protected class by the left for 15, 20 years bred a lot of resentment on the right. So I think that that is the most important limiting principle, basically, is I think you breed conspiracy when you tell people that they're not allowed to look somewhere or they're not allowed to do something. So I think that actually is something that's super important. And I agree with you about the intentions of a lot of these people and the general idea of like importing people who hate your country. That's not the majority of people who are coming to America.
There's nothing more American. There's nothing more American than to come to America and criticize America. That is something that we have a rich history in this country.
There's a big difference between criticizing and hatred. Okay.
I don't think Mehdi Hassan or Ilhan Omar hate.
Oh yeah, here's my hope. Just in case the Destiny lawsuit is coming to a close. Hold on. Oh shit. KC64, thank you so much for your $10. Tally.
Just drink. A martini, shaken, not stirred.
Talai, the Dems drove me to the right, grifter and lurker.
KC64, thank you so much for $10. I appreciate that. Sorry, as I was saying, I hope that after the lawsuit is over, that I still have a streaming career and people will still watch me. Hopefully speaking. Okay, I'm just saying. Okay, but I'm just saying, like again, right? Like I hope that I demonstrate enough that I have enough political know-how and political commentary, so then I can prove to you guys that yeah, there is value beyond just watching me for the drama shit, right? Or when Destiny is not here, okay? But yeah, hopefully people will pick up on that. That's my hope. Okay. So then I don't have to backstab Steven, okay, for clout.
This
Oh, no,
country.
it's pretty. Okay, let me explain.
You
Mehdi
keep saying
Hasan's
it's obvious,
issue, right?
but I want evidence.
Okay, let me give you an example of Mehdi Hasan. Mehdi Hasan in 2009 gave us
Food, do you get a celebration stream if the lawsuit is over? Yeah, sure. And we're gonna watch all the people who are coping over it. Because I'm gonna farm every fucking like little bit out of that when it's over, of course. But until then.
speech in London where he called non-Muslims cattle. He called non-Muslims like infidel, kafir, cattle. And then in 2015, literally 6 years later, he's migrating to America to work for Al Jazeera, which is like Qatari-owned propaganda station. And then a couple years later, he gets citizenship. And he basically tried to hide from...
Juice up the drama, bring back our... You know the thing about drama? The best dramas are the ones that occur naturally. When it's kayfabe like Darius, or it's like kayfabe like the Thorpe family, it just doesn't feel good. It just, none of it feels like, it feels very forced, right? When it's kayfabe, like bringing on Kelly on purpose or something, I mean, it's good for a bit, for like one day or a few days, right? But after a while, it gets like really old. Yeah, it's better when dramas are genuine and there's like actual like emotional and financial investment involved. Like that makes dramas much more exciting for me. Otherwise, like I just have very little interest in covering shit that is like very kayfabe to me. But
many years, he only apologized for calling non-Muslims cattle in like 2019 or 2020. So like this guy has really deep down psychotic, basically disgusting views about non-Muslims. If he was white, if he was a white person, he'd be considered a white supremacist essentially. It's because he's brown that he's basically accepted by the left. And Ilhan Omar,
I think his views have probably changed.
America.
I think his views probably have changed a lot.
They
haven't changed. I don't think they've changed in a very good direction. Like I think he's probably not an Islamist in the same way. I don't think that he's an Islamic supremacist, but he is a Western hating leftist in that same way. And I think again, I think that is a destructive ideology, and that's the problem that I see is that so many liberals don't see it as a destructive ideology. They see it as like they kind of buy into like, well, this is just the truth, and sometimes history is ugly, and we just need to be honest about that. And they don't see it as like the self-flagellation and the suicidal.
I want to ask you a question, right? So when Ilhan Omar made that infamous tweet, Israel has hypnotized the world, may Allah awaken the people. Is that normal American rhetoric? Is that something that just your average...
Unfortunately, if you go on Twitter...
Whoa, hold on. Careful there, Drew, okay? Because if we want to talk about rhetoric by a politician, like, how about you take a look at Trump's entire fucking history? Like, how about you take a look at Trump's entire fucking post history? All of his fucking deranged opinions that he has ever said. Like, what? You don't want to play this game. You don't want to play this game. Trust me. Trust me. Also, why the fuck should we ever feel bad for Trump? Dude, fuck me, dude. Like, again, I can't believe I have to share this again. But like, we're just gonna forget what Charlie Kirk said about Joe Biden.
Joe Biden, a lot. I mean, Joe Biden is a bumbling, dementia-filled, Alzheimer's, corrupt tyrant who should honestly be put in prison and/or given the death penalty for his.
Wait, hold on. Tally. I don't apologize for Trump at all. I just refuse to say I would vote for Kamala if I had a time machine. Yeah, but that's literally what it sounds like to people. So, but you realize that's unfair, right? There's literally double standards going on here. You're asking for the left to disavow the violence that is, but at the same time, you won't be able, like, you refuse to give an inch to other people. Like, you don't want to give an inch to other people, but you're asking them to give an inch. Like, how is that not, how is that fair? It's not even fair. It's not. It's the same, like, retarded fucking thing seen by the right, right? It's the same thing that the right does. Like, how are you any different from you're not. You're just a conservative. You are a MAGA person. A MAGA-tard. I'm sorry.
Crimes against America.
But that's just facts.
But Kamala Harris, my goodness. There's something that just kind of is tribal where people are like, I don't... Joe Biden, a lot. I mean, Joe Biden is a bumbling, dementia-filled, Alzheimer's, corrupt tyrant who should honestly be put in prison and/or given the death penalty for his crimes against America. But
he's calling for Joe Biden's death.
Kamala Harris, my goodness. There's something that just kind of is tribal where people are like,
Yes, there are double standards. I disavow everything I think Trump is doing wrong. But remember what I said. It doesn't matter if you disavow everything that Trump is doing is wrong, okay? It doesn't matter. Because the reality is that your vote in the electoral system counts as a vote, okay? It isn't the vote in addition to all the memos that Trump is going to get, right? When somebody receives a vote, it's absolutely just +1. That's it. No what if, no caveats, no additional descriptors for what that vote means, right? The reality of the situation is that it doesn't really matter if you say something is wrong or bad or anything else, because the reality is that when it comes to that, people think what you mean is, oh, there's going to be enough bad things for Trump to push you over. There's enough bad things or enough things that you have to disavow to the point where Trump gets you to vote for the left again, right? However, that's not really the reality, is it? Because you disavow all you can because you're part of a cult, right? You disavow all you could, so then you can find every excuse to vote for somebody like Trump again, if not Trump himself, for a third term, right? So yeah, like it's just completely meaningless. All the disavows, all the saying that things are bad, everything, all of these are meaningless unless you can back it up with nuclear bombs. I mean, action. But yeah, hold on, what is this? I've already said I wouldn't vote for him again. Yeah, but the way that you debate, the way that you argue don't really show it. Does that make sense? Like everything that you have demonstrated so far does not actually show it. It just doesn't. I'm sorry, I'm just seeing it as it is, okay? Even if you tell me right now that you're never voting for Trump again, where was this when you were talking with Wick and Drew on the panel? Where was this when you were debating Destiny? Like you don't say this except for my teensy itty bitty chat that like people may or may not see? What? Like maybe if you were more consistent, more public about it, maybe then I wouldn't believe otherwise. But otherwise, no, I don't really see your arguments or anything surmounting to it. I'm sorry. Okay,
it might be right, but I condemn it. I don't think what she said was okay.
I'm getting baited. I'm getting baited.
All right, but that doesn't make her un-American.
To say, may Allah awaken the people.
Yeah, that is not an un-American thing to say.
Okay, go to Joe Smith in like Missouri. Just a random household in Missouri.
We can say we're conflating things, and Wick is taking this more literally. Drew means it. Okay, I think the problem, Drew.
I'm saying it's culturally not American at all.
Hold on, I know exactly. Yeah. You mean it.
Hold on, there's nothing.
You mean it in the way of like you don't want some of these people to literally be classified as Americans anymore. You would like some of these people to be denaturalized, and I don't agree with you there.
I'm not saying that.
You are saying culturally. You are saying fine. You are saying that this is it's an un-American sentiment.
Hold on, just real quick. Hold on, no, don't let him get away with that. Drew, you said earlier on this, bro.
Well, why the fuck are you sweeping for Drew? Dude, Drew is a human being. Hello? Unless you believe Drew to be a Downey syndrome retard, which he is, right? From your perspective, why the fuck does he need your boistering? Why the fuck does he need your public defendering? Like, is he not an adult on this panel? Like, what the fuck?
Podcast that you thought she lied on her immigration paperwork.
I think she possibly did, considering her family literally were.
When you say things like that, and when you say things like she hates America, she's not culturally American, blah, like all these things, what you were implying is that she shouldn't be here and shouldn't be American or considered American.
She's already in the country, so she's already got citizenship.
But you all also talked about deporting, and you want to deport a bunch of people.
Oh, look. If you could have a reality where Ilhan Omar never moved to America, that'd be good for America.
But
now she's American. What has she added to America? Why
she's a congresswoman. She's a sitting congresswoman. She adds to America by showing people. By showing people that America is strong enough to take all kinds. It takes all kinds. That's one of the strengths of the American system.
Tally's member, at least she doesn't skimp out on her sword. She doesn't, and I do appreciate that. But the thing is regardless of whether or not you donate, you know, it's not like I'm going to go easier on you now in terms of criticism just because of that, right? Yeah. Have you considered you guys might be? You're literally gay. You're married to a woman. Like, what the fuck? But okay.
multiculturalism reigns supreme. Okay.
Okay.
I have absolutely no
Green.
defense of Ilhan Omar, except for the fact that she's a naturalized citizen, and that's what.
Yeah, and she's exactly. That's my take too. She's a naturalized citizen. That can't be taken away. But because once you've got citizenship, you've got citizenship. But I'm just saying, if there was a theoretical, if you could somehow go back in time and stop her genocidal war criminal father from Somalia going to America, I think that'd be a good thing. And you say, oh well, she's a congresswoman, so she's automatically contributing to America. Does Marjorie Taylor Greene contribute to America? Not at all. Would you say that she's contributing to the country?
Hold on.
Not at all. Not at all. So I don't think
the people of their districts vote for them.
She's un-American, by the way. What I meant to say this before, and I think I got cut off or whatever. I know we've been having a lively conversation here.
Okay, first of all, I hate you both for making me defend Ilhan Omar. I don't agree with a lot what she says, but to call her un-American is just not true.
Okay, I don't understand why that's upsetting you so much.
She calls Somalia her home.
Hold on, it's upsetting me so much because Drew comes in here with his example of Mehdi Hassan with that Groyper guy he was debating, and then agrees with the Groyper guy about heritage Americanism. Heritage Americanism is a problem.
No. All I'm saying, I'm not agreeing with the Groyper guy.
So you don't agree with Heritage America. You are rescinding your comment about how his family being here from the Mayflower makes him more American than Mehdi Hassan? You're rescinding that?
Not in a legal sense, but I think culturally and morally.
Bro, that's blood and soil. That's literally a blood and soil argument. That's literally a blood and soil argument. Oh, because of your fucking ancestry and the way that you came here, and because your family goes back like thousands of years or some shit, right? Or hundreds of years, I guess, in this sense. Oh, you have more of a right to be here than anybody. It's like, what the bro, this is fascist shit. This is literally fascism. It literally... Dude, even Reagan was more progressive than this. Even Reagan is more left-leaning than Drew Pavlou right now. I'm not even joking. It's Bro, fuck me, dude. This is like so cringe. Wait, where is it? Ugh, fuck. Dude, it's so cringe. Not even Reagan agrees. Where is it? It says, I think it says final speech as president. Yeah, yeah, it says final speech as president. That where he explains what he believes in. For the record, okay, I've heard a lot of horrible things about Reagan. Okay, which I mean, justifiably so. But like the thing is that like his speech. Where the fuck is? Here it is. I found it.
You can go to live in France, but you cannot become a Frenchman. You can go to live in Germany or Turkey or Japan, but you cannot become a German, a Turk, or Japanese.
Sorry, it's a meme edit, okay?
From any corner
Security guys, I love it.
Can come to live in America and become an American.
Okay, yes, listen. Okay, yes, I do save neoliberal meme edits on my phone, okay? And on my fucking computer, okay? Screw you guys. But the point is that, like, that's his exit speech, by the way. And, like, literally, Drew... I'm sorry, wait, why do you believe in this? Wait, why are you coming for Drew? It's literally blood and soil. It's like, literally, to a T, blood and soil. Like, blood and soil. It's like fucking neo-Nazi shit. What are you doing? What?
Okay,
migrants should be more respectful to people with longer history in the country, and that includes African Americans as well. I made this point too. Mehdi Hassan is not as American as an African American with 400 years history in the country with slavery in their blood as well. Of course not, because they
like this is the kind of shit that Russians use to justify the invasion against Ukraine.
Who's more American? African Americans literally went through 400 years of a lot of brutality and stuff like that. They've been part of America from the very start. So it's not even necessarily a race thing. It's just more about like just acknowledging reality that there are some people who've been part of the country for hundreds of years.
Right.
The person who is more American is the one who accepts the propositional values that have founded America.
No, that's silly.
The amount of time that they have been American has no bearing on that.
Drew.
Okay.
Drew.
Yeah.
Drew.
I want to
As someone
respond to
who
this.
shares, I share some of your concerns. I don't think I'm as concerned as you are. A lot of what you're talking about, these arguments make more sense in Europe, okay? Make more sense where there is literally a lineage of people whose culture, whose culture was born, who literally come from a people group, right? An ethnic group whose culture was born there, right? Who are facing different waves of migration from what the United States have. We have completely different immigration systems, and America is different from these countries. America is about an ideal. America is about people literally traveling from across the world to come here and to settle into the land and to join the path.
And if you agree with all that, hold on, Holly, or I'm sorry, Drew, if you agree with all that, then you agree with me that a man could be an American citizen for 1 second. And if they adopt the cultural propositional values that America represents, they are 1,000 times more American than a groiper who rejects those who've been in this America for...
What is this? Hold on. Drew Pavlou yells with his dad about how he can't get a job. Dude, listen, okay? I'm gonna... Listen. Dude, fuck this Drew guy. Jesus Christ. God, he's so cringe. God damn, dude. Hold on.
Make sure that I can do...
No, I don't care that this person is a leftist, okay? I'm doing this despite Drew. Hold on.
I don't care about a job, I'm just trying... fucking bullshit, I'm not paying for you this your life, dickhead!
God, he's such a loser.
I'm fighting for what's right, that's why... Just keep your fucking profile down before you won't get hired by anybody! I don't care about the squiggle line, I'm going to... I'm gonna be fine, I'm protesting tomorrow. I'm protesting tomorrow, and I make my own money through tutoring, thanks, bye.
What? Volume up, sorry.
Make sure that I can do... Keep your fucking profile low, okay? Before you go get a fucking job. I don't care about a job, I'm just trying... fucking bullshit, I'm not paying for you this your life, dickhead! I'm fighting for what's right, that's why... Just keep your fucking profile down before you won't get hired by anybody. I don't care about the squiggle line, I'm going to... I'm gonna be fine, I'm protesting tomorrow. I'm protesting tomorrow, and I make my own money through tutoring, thanks, bye.
Dude. God, he's such a lolcow. Fuck this guy. Wait, Dev, are you there? Surefat Talker, are you there? This guy isn't this guy so embarrassing? Isn't he so cringe? Isn't he so cringe? Yes, I am poisoning the well with that. I am gonna poison the well with that. Fuck, I am gonna do it. Fuck this guy, honestly. Yeah, I am gonna poison the well.
100 years.
People who are explicitly against that. Don't bring in people who will go through the naturalization process but are explicitly...
His dad is actually pretty polite. Yeah. For an Australian, sure.
Against what America stands for.
Yeah,
and I don't think that America has a huge problem with that, and that's something that's easy to shore up. So
can I explain my position a little bit further?
Explain.
I'm not a full heritage American guy.
He uploaded this thinking he looked good. Bro, I know. God, he has Dunning-Krugers. Like, he actually has Dunning-Krugers. Like, on God, he has, like, Dunning-Kruger. Jesus Christ.
I think to an extent that is silly, because I agree, it's more of a European thing, because I don't think America is ever, like, an ethno-state in that sense, not at all. I think the difference is, though, like, if you migrate to a country, even if you get citizenship, I still think you should be a bit more respectful to the people who built up the country before you came. I think that's just a basic fact of life. My family migrated to Australia in the 1950s, and I don't go around saying to people, like, who have history going back to the First Fleet that I'm more Australian than you. I don't think that's a right thing to do. I don't think it's right.
It is if you actually are. I can't speak to Australian stuff. I can't. So fair enough. I don't know anything about Australia, but I can speak to American stuff. I can't speak to American stuff. And what I'm telling you is that it's okay and even good for a person who's been a citizen for a day to look down and call these heritage Americans who have been here for 400 years cucks and losers and F-slurs if they are rejecting American values. You should talk down to those people. Those people should be spit upon.
No, dude, you need to be more humble and you need to be more respectful to the people who built up the country before you.
Have some pride in your American...
Okay, so I'm curious about this. Just mainly because right now my brain is going Super Saiyan mode because of the Vyvanse. And maybe I'm making these connections just simply because I'm on a Vyvanse high and a coffee high right now. But how would you how would you make this argument if you were also talking about slavery, right? Like, would you demand black people to be thankful that slavery has happened if this is your connection and logic? Because the thing is that if you want to be like proud of your heritage, that's fine in of itself, right? Or whatever. But would you demand that black people should kowtow to white people for enslaving them because you end up in like one of the most desired countries in the world that way? Like, I'm just so curious. Where does Drew Pavlou's like fucking like perspective end? Where does it end and where does it begin, right? Because I'm sorry, but that's the ultimate result of what he's talking about, right? This is why neo-Nazis love this shit. This is why neo-Nazis love using blood and soil, because it fits into so many of their narratives. It fits into what they want. They don't care about slavery. They hate black people, but they'll argue that black people deserve their own country or something, right? As a shield, I guess. But like, the reality is that like they would be pro-slavery as well, right? They would be pro-slavery, and and the reality is that like, yeah, this is like just neo-Nazi shit. This is just it's why, yeah, okay, yeah, like fuck me, dude. It's just so neo-Nazi, dude. Fuck me, dude. It's so cringe. God, it's so cringe. Fuck.
Yes. Okay, have some pride.
Drew.
Sorry, but let me explain.
Hold on, Drew.
Okay,
Drew.
Can I say one thing, right?
And being a neo-Nazi is obviously the direct opposite of being a neoliberal, right? Obviously.
Wait.
Go ahead.
In the real people that you're talking about, Drew, these people are honestly overrepresented on college campuses because they are here on student visas. And yes, they are literally counter Western culture, and they are coming here explicitly and yes, disrespectful to the culture, to the people that they are visitors for. I agree. I think that what you said, that when you are
but they have a right to do that, right? If they choose to do it. They have a right to do it because they're protected under the First Amendment.
Immigrant to a country, that you should have respect for the people.
Also, you know what? Fuck you, okay? Fucking like Australian person like giving a like concern trolling. God, he's just no different from Ian Chong or whatever the fuck his name is. Yeah, Ian Cheong or fucking something. I don't fucking know. God, he's no different from that motherfucker.
People who are already here and for their values and their traditions and all of that. That is a completely that should cause no outrage in anyone. That is a completely reasonable, sensible take to have. Many immigrants, I would venture to say most American immigrants share that sentiment. You know, they came here for a reason because they aspire to this culture and they have a lot of respect for it. So I think that's a completely reasonable thing to say. But I say to you again, where I think there are people in Europe who are making more sensible claims along the lines of what you're saying, a la like Konstantin Kisin. Okay, he's someone that I respect a tremendous amount. I think he's a philosophical North Star for people who share the politics of you and I. But you should be careful about some of the people who are talking like this in America. People who are talking about heritage Americans, because they are drawing arbitrary lines. They draw arbitrary lines that put the circle like right around when their family got here, basically, and they are making exceptions on different racial lines with plausible deniability. There are people with nefarious intentions who are making these arguments in America.
I get you, and I'll give you a good example. I actually mocked one of the Heritage American guys because they posted that thing where it was like, rate your stock, and it was like, if you went back to the 1600s,
I remember that.
And I pointed out Barron Trump under that thing would not be considered a Heritage American. Barron Trump's like a full white American. His dad's literally the president of the United States of America. His mum migrated in like the 90s, and his dad, they came after the Civil War. So according to that schema, Barron Trump wouldn't be considered a Heritage American, which I think is stupid because he is obviously American. His dad's literally the president of the United States of America. So I'm not a full Heritage American type. All I'm saying is people should be a bit more grateful. I don't think it's good for a society for someone to get citizenship and then literally the next day go, oh, half of you people are all evil and you're disgusting and all this stuff. It's just not right. It's not right. And people who have generations going back to the start of the country, they're going to look not kindly upon.
Wait, did he say that people who just became Americans after immigrating, like they will hate on everyone else? Like they will hate on American? What the fuck? Aren't the people who try to fight for citizenship in the United States the most American out of anybody? The people who have waited for decades to get American citizenship? These people are not the most. What are you these people who have worked their entire lives to become an American, these people are not the most American. Really?
Migration, if they see migrants behaving like that, I think migrants need to present more gratefully, more patriotic, more conservative, because I think when there are people like Mehdi Hassan who literally came 3 years ago and he's literally saying he's more American than like 60% of the country. What is that going to do? He's just going to turn people against migration.
I do think that Mehdi Hassan is more American than most MAGA people because he respects the Constitution more than most MAGA people. I don't know if that's the case, and I wouldn't make a blanket statement.
Mehdi Hassan is literally a supporter of political Islamism. He literally supports like the Houthis.
Hassan is less American than most immigrants. Yes, that's true. Right? I'm not here to defend Hassan. Hassan doesn't respect the Constitution at all. He's very un-American. Like, if you're here for me to, if we want to have a look, Drew, if we want to
Mehdi
bond,
Hassan,
if we want to become a friends by shitting on
Dems love
Hassan,
Mehdi
we will be
Hassan.
best friends. We can shit on
He's a
Hassan
very effective left-wing
all
rhetorician.
day, but he has
they
no
too much.
power in the Democratic Party. The DNC kicked him out, right? To say he's like the
Didn't kick him
face of
out.
the left.
Even that, you guys are actually giving him the victim narrative that he wants. He was not kicked out of the DNC. He was given like a fancy seat,
yeah, but
and then he was asked to move over.
okay, Mehdi Hassan, not Hassan Piker. Sorry,
Mehdi Hassan is also an Islamist.
Yeah, fair enough.
Mehdi
I
Hassan
disagree
and
with
Hassan Piker.
his takes on Islam. I disagree with his takes on Israel and Palestine, but I have seen his takes on freedom of speech. I have seen his takes on what's going on in this country regarding a lot of the immigration things, and I have seen those takes, and he does, at least from what I can tell, espouse very American constitutional values. And I would consider him more American than a Groyper.
Let me explain the problem with you. Not with you, but let me explain.
You can say it's with me. That's fine. You'd be wrong, but go ahead.
No, I didn't even mean that. I just meant the problem in general with this argument. When you have a migrant who comes to America, they get citizenship, and then the next day they're basically saying that MAGA is the most evil organization, it's fascist to the core, and like Trump should be in prison and all this stuff. Like,
because it
do
is.
you understand that half the country is going to look at Mehdi Hassan and say, "You came to the country yesterday, and you're trying to dispossess us of our own democratic rights"?
Okay, they can think that, but they would be wrong. I do not bow to incorrect perceptions, no matter how many people seem to espouse them.
You can't come to a country and then tell half the country that they're evil.
You can in America. That's called freedom of speech, baby.
I know
you can in America. God bless us, everyone.
I know
morally you shouldn't.
Dude, we all know that the First Amendment agrees. We're all. I know, of course. I'm not.
That the magistrates court add another 10K to this fucking grifting fuck on behalf of Queensland. I apologize.
Yo, thank you so much. That happy Aussie. Thank you so much. Dude, I'm so glad Australians can come together to realize that Drew Pavlou is a horrible is a horrible representation of their country, okay? Listen, Drew Pavlou makes Australians look horrible, okay? Because this is like the only fucking Australian in this sphere that is in front of the screen in this space, okay? So please, for the love of God, you guys really need better representation than Drew Pavlou, okay?
I'm saying it should be banned. I'm not saying it should be censored. I'm saying, of course, it's free speech. I'm saying culturally and morally. We're discussing the culture.
Saying it's bad for social cohesion. Yeah, it's bad for social cohesion to have
The problem is what's happening and how that works in practice. You may say that, oh, well, we only want to keep it targeted. It never does. What they're doing is they're targeting people, immigrants, who have criticized Israel in the most basic of ways and are throwing them in prison for weeks, detaining them, right?
Can I ask you
okay,
this?
so let me finish and then you can. Let me finish and hold on. Let me finish and then both of you can, right? So we have a situation where they are claiming that these people are being critical of America, and all they're doing is being critical of the Trump administration, and that's good. They should. And they are conflating criticism with the Trump administration as criticism with America, or criticizing Republicans as criticizing America, or criticizing the right in general as criticizing America. It is not. And I will stand 10 toes down on this, that I am okay with an immigrant coming to this country and having opinions, right? Even if they're not a citizen, and having opinions on the political makeup of this country. That's okay to do. They shouldn't be.
Dude, of course they can have opinions. Of course they can have opinions. Of course they can participate in politics. All I'm saying is just be respectful to people who built the country before you arrived. And I think that's just the most basic moral standard. And I want to ask you this, right?
Go ahead.
Mahmoud Khalil, the green card holder, who said that he was part of a protest that said literally dismantle and destroy the Western Empire, blah, blah. Destroy the American Empire. Do you think Mahmoud Khalil is more American than like...
Another MAGA talking point. Very nice. Great. It's just fantastic stuff. We love to see it, okay? MAGA talking point after another MAGA talking point. Just, wow. Great. I'm so happy.
Well, he's not a citizen, so no.
But why is it that it's... obviously...
Well, he's not a citizen, so he's not American default, right?
Okay, but this is the thing, right? I get that obviously we have to have citizenship as a legal distinction to determine who is American and not on everything. But like, why is it that somebody is not American, but then 1 second later they are American because of the paperwork? Like, we also have to
because hold on. Do you know what the oath of citizenship says? Right? Are you familiar with that? It's not like, yes, after they take the oath, after they swear allegiance to the country and the Constitution, they become citizens.
There's a super chat that I want to respond to. Someone says, "Wait, can you ask Drew if Mehdi Hassan is an American? Are Mexican Americans? If somebody's Hispanic American going back like 200, 300 years, then of course they're American. I see it as a generational thing. It's not race for me. It's actually generational. If your family's been in the country for multiple generations, I think you are American. I think what I'm trying to draw a distinction with is somebody like Ilhan Omar or Hassan Piker or Mehdi Hassan, who are very new migrants to the country, and then they literally just basically say that half the country is evil beyond redemption. I think that's so ungrateful. I think it's so morally wrong.
How many immigrants are saying this? How
Well,
many
I'm talking-
newborn
I'm
citizens, how many citizens that have been in this country for a year are saying this? Almost none.
Almost none. So I
do
agree.
think-
Most migrants are fine. I'm talking about the left-wing radical migrants.
Left-wing.
The left-wing radical migrants. All right, we're gonna play this again because he's so embarrassing. Okay.
Make sure that I can do.
Keep your fucking profile low, okay? Before you go get a fucking job.
I don't care about a job. I'm just
Oh,
trying.
fucking bullshit! I'm not paying for you this your life, dickhead.
I'm fighting for what's right. That's why.
Just keep your fucking profile down before you won't get hired by anybody.
I don't care about the squiggle line. I'm going
Who's
to.
gonna pay for you for Andrew?
I'm gonna be fine. I'm protesting tomorrow.
He's protesting tomorrow. Okay.
I'm protesting tomorrow, and I make my own money through tutoring. Thanks. Bye.
He makes his own money from tutoring. Thanks. Oh my god! Again.
Make sure that I can
Keep
do.
your fucking profile low, okay? Before you go get a fucking job.
I don't care about a job. I'm just
Oh,
trying.
fucking bullshit! I'm not paying for you this your life, dickhead.
I'm fighting for what's right. That's why.
Just keep your fucking profile down before you won't get hired by anybody.
I don't care about the squiggle line. I'm going
Who's
to.
gonna pay for you for Andrew?
I'm gonna be fine. I'm protesting tomorrow.
He's protesting tomorrow, guys.
And I make my own money.
Protesting
through tutoring.
tomorrow.
Thanks. Bye.
Oh my god! What a fucking loser.
See, this is a problem,
Oh.
right? The left-wing
They
radical
exist.
migrants, which are maybe
They
like
exist, though.
2, okay? And you're trying to bring
don't
this
think-
as
I
a
don't
huge
think left-wing
problem. It's
radical-
not. It doesn't matter.
just say-
And
I would
look,
just say
they
in
can be
general,
left-wing
anti-black
radicals
people
and
shouldn't
still
be
be
elected.
American citizens.
Sorry, say that again.
They can be left-wing radicals that hate America and still be citizens
I
and
know
treated
that
as
they can still be
citizens.
citizens. I'm saying it's morally wrong that they're citizens while they hate the country if they just came to the country.
There's nothing more American than hating America, okay? And this is,
No,
we
that's
have a
retarded,
long
dude.
and storied
That's so
history of
retarded. That's
this.
suicide. That's mentally suicide.
It is what has made our country the
There's nothing more
strongest in the fucking world. We are stronger than
It's not-
Australia. We're stronger than Europe. We're stronger than Russia.
You didn't
We're stronger
you
than
didn't build
China.
that- Okay, but the people who hated America didn't build that up, did they? Like the people who, for example, put Americans on the moon, did they hate the country? Of
Some
course,
of
they were
them,
building up the
some of
country.
them did. Some of them absolutely did. You could look. I don't think the slaves were very happy with the American system.
Point me to the top NASA scientists. Point me to the top NASA scientists who hated America.
They were
Of
from
course not.
Nazi Germany. We imported them, brother. They probably didn't have very fond feelings of us.
Maybe some. Of them-
Okay,
I mean,
like you
some of the
understand that?
operations
Like a
were
lot of the top NASA scientists were literally Nazis that we stole from Germany. They probably didn't have very high fond feelings. I can't read
wasn't
their
Operation-
minds.
It's not Operation Paperclip that put Americans on the moon. It was the ingenuity of the American people.
Drew, view this as from the nice conservative principle of Chesterton's fence, right? There's probably a reason that fence is there. That I don't mean the fence in terms of like borders, but in terms of this defense of speech, right? And like what Wick is saying, and Wick is placing the emphasis on hating America, and I understand why you.
No,
why
I agree. I agree legally for freedom of speech. What I'm talking about is the moral principle of somebody coming to the country and then hating the country. That's what I'm against. I'm not saying that Americans should be censored and banned from criticizing American.
I'm not saying you're saying that. No one is saying you're saying that.
I'm just saying I can't conceive of a reality where somebody who moves to America while hating the country contributes to the country.
Yeah, I missed the motion.
I think that the people who hate America, there are things that you perhaps should hate about America if what America is doing is incorrect or wrong. I think that being critical of America, right, and what America is doing in specific instances can help America, and we should. We should be critical. I'll give you an example of what we're doing right now in America. One of the things that we're doing right now in Trump's America is we are putting these kinds of like we have ICE agents acting as a police force, and they aren't required to show their badges or their faces. They're acting like a Gestapo, basically, dragging people from the streets without having to tell people that they're ICE or anything like that. That is something you should hate about America right now, and something you should absolutely try to change. And I don't think that's wrong. I don't think that's immoral to do. Simply, just the fact of hate in and of itself isn't enough to let me know whether something's immoral or wrong. But 1 second, I do want to get through these super chats. You did mention them. I do got to make a little money. Let's read a little super chats. And then, do you mind if we bring on some callers?
Sure.
Okay, great. We'll do that.
I've got about half an hour more. It's
Half an hour more?
Okay.
Great. We'll do that. Let me
Brace
blast
yourself,
through these
Drew.
super chats.
You're gonna
And then,
come in
gang, if you
hot.
want to talk to this guy,
Yeah, I know.
jump backstage. Figure it out, gang.
They are gonna come in hot.
Okay. Alexander Rin for $10. Oh, we already read those. Hold on. Let me get to the new ones. Okay, $5. Alexander Rin. To the left of MAGA is most of the Republican Party. I'm also not certain that I would trust his parents given their politics, to be honest. $5 more from Caleb. How do we deal with an info environment where we are constantly reminded of the worst of society and where disinfo handedly wins against the truth? Oh, $2 from Diak. The right give bigger super chats? Well, I don't know. If you're right wing, prove him right.
Oh my god, you guys should give me super chats. Jesus Christ. I think I'm providing S-tier commentary, okay? I'm dismantling. I'm dismantling the human beings. I'm dismantling Drew, okay? I'm dismantling Tally, okay? I even dismantle Wick sometimes, all right? You guys should like the stream, first of all. Donate via super chat or membership, okay? You can also donate via Streamlabs, but keep in mind that Streamlabs does not keep your information private, okay? Even if you donate anonymously. You can also donate via kick.com. Thank you. All right. Keep in mind, always support your favorite streamer. Okay, aka me. It has to be me. Okay. If it does get you through your job or it helps you fall asleep, even. All right. Yeah, that's about it. Thank you.
Give some big ass super chats and we'll say MAGA or something. I'll take your money. $5 from Aeon. If English is your first language, it should be easy to understand. Kimball did not say the shooter is MAGA. By €6 from Dave Timmerman. This guy is trauma trumping. My feelsies were hurt, so Democrats bad. $5 from Audacity. Will Nance thank Charlie for expiring like she did for George? $20 from Dalsvidanya. This is so stupid. Floyd's past wasn't relevant to his killing. Congress wasn't trying to create a day of remembrance for
Just
Floyd.
A drink. A martini, shaken, not stirred.
Enjoy min wage.
You know what? If I can get minimum wage entertaining people on the internet, which I already make above minimum wage right now, in tandem, I am satisfied. I am. I'm okay. I'm okay resting at this level, okay? It's a great job. Thank you so much, Mindra, for the $2.
Congress is trying to create a day of remembrance.
There were people deifying him. There were people deifying him. There were murals of George Floyd everywhere.
And it was
People
before
literally
we were doing this
deified him.
day of remembrance. It's just so like.
Look, it's all cringe, honestly. The murals were
sure.
cringe, and the day of remembrance for Kirk is cringe.
By the way,
It's all cringe.
can I say one thing? By
Yeah,
the way?
please.
Why is a mural cringe?
I don't know. It's
George
just
Floyd.
weird to worship people like that. I don't know. It's
It is
personal
too-
thing.
They put George Floyd murals on the U.S. Embassy in
Yeah,
Kabul. It's
everywhere.
It's just too much deification. I want to quickly just respond to the. We'll go back to Super Chat, but I do want to quickly just respond. I want to draw a distinction between criticizing and hating the country, right? I like criticism, of course. There's a place for
Just
loyal
a drink.
criticism.
A martini, shaken, not stirred.
Can I get some thoughts and prayers for my cat? Captain, I went to a vet and they wanted too much to hospitalize him for testing. Crying face.
Oh no. Well, I hope your cat is okay, Iceblade. Jesus Christ. Okay. Well, I hope your cat's gonna be okay. Seriously. Thank you for the $5, buddy.
Loyal opposition. But I don't see Ilhan Omar as loyal opposition to the country. I think Ilhan Omar literally calls Somalia her real home. She has a lot of racial hatred, I think, towards white Americans. I think she has racial resentment towards these people. She literally said that white men are the greatest threat to the country. These types of comments.
So you have one
they
quote.
are extremely. I'll be able to point to more in the future. Obviously, we're in
When
the 12
you come back with erudite,
Sure,
have
let's
them
do it.
ready. Okay, we'll
Sure,
schedule a
we'll
date
do
and
it.
stuff like that. But yeah.
But I hope I've clarified
Oh,
though, right?
boy.
Again, I don't think she should be deported. She's an American citizen. I don't think American citizens should be denaturalized. I'm against that. All I'm saying is morally and culturally, how can it be that a migrant comes to the country with a lot of hatred for like the West, American Empire, all this stuff, wanting to dismantle the American Empire and all this stuff, and like they clearly don't like America. Like I don't think that's right to say that they are just as American as like Johnny Appleseed.
Okay, this country
That's
has
moral
become the
question.
strongest
It's a
country.
moral-
A martini, shaken, not stirred.
Fine, you money grubber. But play this funny Drew meme I'm about to link in Kick Chat.
Thank you. But also, like, I mean, that's part of the gig, right? That's the entire point of the careers of a streaming career, is that you get enough donations to survive, and people like what you do, so they donate more. It's an entirely donation-based salary, right? Almost entirely, I would say. At some point, you know, ad revenue gets pretty good, so yeah. I mean, but if you get banned from YouTube, obviously that's not good. Yeah. But thank you for the $5, Banksy. This is the meme.
Alright, and over there in that empty chair is where my dear old dad usually sits. But tonight he's in the other room, I think.
I'm trying to watch the bloody television in here!
Stephen! Get in here and sit at the dinner table! Your son's home!
Oh, would you shut the f*** up, woman? I was down in the bloody mines for 14 hours today!
You tell me
shut up!
Wow, Pam, this is really going well.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I ruined it. I'm sorry.
Is this supposed to make me not want to kill myself?
Well, I haven't really been home since Christmas, so I guess I forgot there's sometimes some family tensions. But that's okay, because there's another thing that makes life worth living. Friends!
Okay, dude, that's just... Good one, thank you.
The world with that,
But not from Ilhan Omar.
doing that.
Ilhan Omar doesn't make America the most strongest.
We didn't always have the same immigration laws and stuff like this. But so, Wick, I agree with you completely in principle. But also,
America was the strongest country in the world 1950 without Ilhan Omar.
Wick, you are not a moral relativist, right? You are not a cultural relativist.
True.
America
is the greatest culture, and that's why I think our culture with regards to immigration is the greatest in the world. And one of our cultures in regard to immigration is allowing people like Ilhan Omar, who hate this country, quote unquote, into the country.
Like, pick a date. Like, it has changed over the history of our country.
Yeah, ask your question, but then we gotta get back to Super Chats because I gotta make money, boys.
One last question. Would if you could go back to, like, say 1980, the year 1980, would you still say that America was the best country in the world in the year 1980?
Hell yeah, we were beating USSR.
Okay. I agree with you. So it was the best country in the world before Ilhan Omar arrived, correct?
Sure, but we allowed Muslims immigrants during that time too.
I know, and I've got no problem with Muslim immigrants per se. I've got a problem with Islamic extremists, and I think Ilhan Omar, in her heart of hearts,
what? Dude? What? What, dude? So it was a great country before Ilhan Omar, and because we were being the USSR. Wait, what the fuck are we talking about?
Islamic
bro. He lost the plot,
disagree,
guys.
but let's keep going. Kick Nose Stazza for $5 to say no
mainstream. From a country with like a 92% anti-Semitism, self-reported rate.
Where female genital mutilation is completely ubiquitous as well. Like,
do you think that she's okay with female genital mutilation?
So stupid.
Do you think Ilhan Omar is okay with that?
So stupid.
$5 from Kick No Stanza to say no mainstream public figures on the left made fun of Charlie Kirk's death, while the right makes fun of Floyd, Pelosi, Hortman, ad infinitum.
Apparently when someone asked her about female genital mutilation, she responded by going, "That's a disgusting question." So beautiful. There you go.
It depends on the context. It might have been. I don't know. Miles Kunslow.
The question, I wanted her to condemn it, and she wouldn't straight up condemn it. She just said,
"It's a weird
you're only
thing."
asking because I'm a Muslim.
Like, it's like.
Wait. I mean, it sounds like you fucking read it from chat or some shit, right? Like, let's be very clear. It sounds like you fucking read it from chat. Like, where'd you get that from? What the fuck? From chat?
Asking Tali, every time you came to this show, I asked you to condemn what Israel's doing. Do you condemn Israel today, Tali? Like, do you you would at a certain point that does become a disgusting question.
But she never talks about it. She never talks about it ever. She could talk about it because it is a big problem in her community.
$10 from Miles Kinslow to say, hey guys, a few months ago there were people assaulting Tesla owners because of Democrats demonizing Elon Musk. The Democrats need to call this out and stop calling everyone Nazis. The Democrats have called it out. We have called it out over and over and over again, and it does need to stop. If you are out there and you are watching my show, political violence is not okay. Stop doing it. We don't engage with words that we don't like with fists or bullets. We engage with other words. And no, if I think someone's a Nazi, I'm going to call him a Nazi. I'm just going to speak the truth, no matter what cultural peccadillos or anything like are about that. But $2 from Kick No Stanza says, "Does
there's a chat. There's a chat going, Drew, fix your shitty country first before talking about ours." Okay, say that to a Somalian then. You'll never say that to a Somalian. You only say that to a white Australian.
If I had a Somalian here on my channel try to talk about heritage Americans, I'd tell them that too, to their face. I bet you $100 I would. Find one.
Yep. Exactly. Yep. That's the difference. Okay? It's because you want to bring it up first. Fine. If you bring it up, I think it's fair game. Okay? I'm sorry. That's it.
I didn't even say necessarily heritage American. I was just saying that migrants should be more respectful to the people who.
Okay, you were making some heritage American talking points there. Okay, $5 from Das Vidania in a list of top 10 states that lead in violence.
Well, hold on. Not just heritage American talking points. Borderline neo-Nazi. Okay, borderline neo-Nazi. All right.
Crime rate, 7 of them are Republican states, 1 is purple, and 2 are Democrats. $10 from Robert Paulson. I'm just gonna blast through these so we can, because I know you have limited time and I want to get to callers. $10 from Robert Paulson to say, dude is doing the thing. The right makes a boogeyman that is fake and then gets outraged at the fake thing, then attributes the fake thing to the people who they don't like. It's a meme. $5 from Alexander Rin. This guy lives in his feelings. His entire outlook is based on how something makes him feel. Your family history doesn't make you an American. True. €2 from Dave Timmerman to say, Tali, being frustrated with Trump is not enough. Aeon for $10. It's vital to call out harms all sides in America. Please note that racism for X wasn't an idea that had to be fought for. So obviously, when it seems people nod to such sentiments today, it's a deeply scary echo. $5 from Alexander Rin to say, if you allow a government to make you afraid of your own country, man, and to give up of your own countrymen and to give up your rights, you're not an American or a patriot. $5 more from Alexander Rin to say, unfortunately, much like rich families, the people who were born here don't understand what they have nor care enough to try and keep it. Immigrants do. Zephyr Hash, 6-month membership. Did that Groyper help build the country? No. $5 from Caleb.
No.
Wick claims a Groyper is un-American because of his ideals, but Ilhan Omar can't be considered un-American because of her ideals. She can, if we compare them. I am sure that there are people who are more American out there than Ilhan Omar. But I know that Ilhan Omar is more American than a Groyper. Okay, there's a spectrum here. $10 from Alexander Rin. No, Drew, this is where you're wrong. These people didn't build up this country. They inherited it. They're not here to make it better for everyone. They're here to drain it for themselves. $10 from Zephyr Hash. No immigrant likes their nation more than America, but would like to retain their cultural connection to their home. That doesn't make them less America. Most people can hold many cultural values. $10 from Landon Stewart. The problem is no group built this country, but this has been a collab between black slaves, Chinese immigrants, Irish, British, Italians, etc. No one group has built this to be grateful per se. $10 from Malevolent. WhickTV. If you get to this, can you ask the Drew if Mehdi Hassan is an American or Mexican? You already answered that one. Yeah. $2 Zephyr Hash. MAGA didn't build this country. They're destroying it. $5 Testicle Johnson. Canadian dollars. America was built by Muslims for Muslims. Okay. $5 from Zephyr Hash. Did Lincoln?
Everyone agrees here. Ilhan Omar is the one who built up America.
True. Zephyr Hash. Did Lincoln hate America when he ended the 200-year-old foundational tradition of slavery? $10 from Landon Stewart. We're almost done. We got 3 more.
Bad.
3 more, okay? Landon Stewart. This is a long storied history of Irish, Italians, blacks, Chinese hating America and trying to hold on to their cultures, bringing us additions to our culture that are inseparable from our country. $10 more from Alexander Rin. Say people who hate the country don't become citizens. Those who that become citizens do so because they love the country. Them hating what America has become in the last 8 years could be reasonable. No. And then finally, $2 from Concro.
No, is this gonna be a party wipe? Is this gonna be a party wipe? Sorry, this is why he's reading out super chats.
To say Drew is giving high cholesterol blood and soil. Okay.
Oh no.
Let's bring on some callers. One at a time. You got about a short window here, buddy. So ask your question, be concise, and then we'll move on.
I've got about 25 more minutes before I have to head.
Yep.
Hey, Norris.
Drew. Yeah, what's going on, Telly? Do you think a migrant should be treated differently than a born citizen?
No, not necessarily. If they're a legal citizen, they should be treated.
A martini, shaken, not stirred.
I remember the Dono train days.
Me too. Thank you for the $10, Casey. Yeah, well, you know, the larger of a streamer you become, the less you will get crazy dono trains that, look, it's just, it's rough out here, okay? It's rough. But you know what? There are streamers out there right now trying to make it, and, they're not successful, okay? I'm still happy to be in the position I am in, okay? It's a natural part of the career. Thank you so much for the $10, Casey. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Should have all the same legal rights as other citizens. All I'm talking about is in terms of the culture and in terms of moral. I think culturally, morally, we should have this discussion. I think migrants should be told that they should be a bit more respectful to the people who built up the country before they arrived.
Okay, and then I got one more question for you. You think that a migrant needs to have a certain view before like immigrating to that country, correct?
Well, they shouldn't hate the country that they're migrating to. I think that's pretty basic, isn't it?
How is that defined exactly?
Oh, bunny
Well,
interests are
like how is it defined hating a country?
So
So like right
cute.
now the Trump event.
Oh my god, it's so cute that there are events that are like mods like joined together. It's so cute. Oh my god.
Right? Would probably say, well, if you hate Trump, that's hating America right now.
I don't define it in that way at all. I'm talking about people who
well,
hate
the people that would be defining that would be the government, right?
I'll give you a good example. Mahmoud Khalil, who literally went to protest saying that the American empire should be dismantled and America is the most racist, disgusting country in the entire world. That's what I'm talking about.
MAGA thinks the American empire should be dismantled. They want to be isolationists again.
Yes,
I mean,
well, yeah, they're America first.
But their whole thing, their whole thing is. So people like Mahmoud Khalil are like, oh, the Western civilization is racist to the core. They don't like white people. They should all be dismantled. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, it's like contempt for the people who are the majority population of the country, contempt for their history, contempt for their culture. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yes, but what culture?
One more
what
question.
History,
I'm just giving you one more, then we got to cycle. Sorry, buddy.
Okay.
Okay. I'll give you an example. Right, if a migrant hates white Americans and white American culture, they shouldn't migrate to America.
But it's not just white Americans who are in this country.
And likewise as well. I know. And likewise as well. If a migrant were to hate African Americans and hate
Yeah, but again, you're taught, like, what did he say? Radical left migrants? What? You realize, like, migrants are some of the most conservative motherfuckers, like, in America living today. Like, the most progressive people are, like, fucking white people. And, like, white Americans. Like, white Americans are the most progressive kids, right? Oh, that's a bottle of water. But like, yeah, again, it's just so silly.
American culture, they should migrate to the country because African Americans are part of American culture for 400 years. So it's not actually a race thing for me. I'm just saying
Whoa, hey, black people have been a part of a country because they were slaves, Drew. Excuse me? Hello? Part of American culture for 400 years? Yeah. Because they were forced to. What the fuck? Jesus.
Majority population, if you're against the majority of the population of the country you're moving to, I think that's wrong. I think it's morally wrong.
Okay, North, thank you for coming.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.
I did say as well, I don't think migrants should move to America if they hate black people. That's pretty fair. I'm not being racist here. It's not a race thing for me. If you're a migrant,
should migrants move to this country if they hate immigrants? Like, what if they want to move to this country and shut down our borders? You think they should be able to?
They should. People who migrate to the country should actually pull up the border behind them. Migrants should not say that they support open borders forever. So my family, for example, migrants.
I didn't ask about whether they support open borders, right? That's a different thing.
Well, I'm saying not hate immigrants, but if they want to lower migration, I think every migrant who comes to a country should have a stance that is low migration, because I think it's wrong to come to a country and then demand high immigration forever.
Gather old, you're up.
Yeah, I had a question for Drew. I was wondering if you're intentionally misrepresenting the AOC tweet that you posted earlier today, or if you just didn't understand it.
No, I'm not misrepresenting it. Tell me how I'm misrepresenting it.
Okay, what is your interpretation here that like she should have brought up George Floyd whenever that happened?
No. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I think it's hypocritical that when a left wing, let me explain, right? The left broadly made George Floyd into a left-wing martyr. There was a lot of deification that took place. There were murals everywhere. There was the funeral with the golden casket.
No.
The mayor of Minneapolis was crying next to the golden casket. The left really made this into a huge left-wing thing, right? And then a very famous right-wing political commentator is shot and murdered in the street. And the first instance by people like AOC, they go, okay, we don't like the death, but let's list all the ways in which she was an evil person. I think that's wrong.
Why do you think that she listed those?
Because she's basically saying it's almost like she's saying that he's a horrible person and it's good that he's no longer here. She might disagree with the way it happened. I don't think she actually wants him to be killed, but she obviously hates him and she thinks that people should be basically happy that he's no longer here. That's what I think.
Well, that's not true at all. She explicitly says in that full clip, whenever she says that she condemns.
Her first thing, the first thing that AOC literally says is, "This is horrible. I condemn the violence." This is literally what she said as the first thing via a tweet. What? Dude. Bro. I think Drew might just be dishonest here, right? Like Drew just has to be this has to be dishonesty. Like, there's no other explanation to this. It has to be dishonesty. He's just lying.
She disavows the violence. She says that she's going to continue to pray for Mr. Kirk's.
She literally said this via a fucking tweet, like, first thing. She was so fast when she did this. What the fuck? Have you lost your fucking mind?
Family and the loved ones in the wake of the terrible act, correct? And then she says that we can come together as a country to denounce the horror of this killing.
I'm grieving, but it's evil. No, that's bullshit.
And she explicitly says that she's standing against this. She's standing against this attempt from the Trump administration to use this as an overreach to our fundamental rights as Americans.
Okay, let me give you.
Isn't that more anti-American than Ilhan Omar?
No. Let me give you an example, right?
So you think this is more American?
I'm responding.
Well, let him respond. Let him go. Let him go.
Okay. Imagine your father is shot dead in the street, murdered. And someone comes out and says, listen, I'm grieving for you and your loved ones. I disavow the murder. But let's list all the ways that your father was a horrible person. He was a tax cheat. He cheated on your wife. He did all this sort of thing. Let's list.
Well, I'm sorry. Is AOC having a private conversation with Charlie Kirk's family? Or is this in the context of the Republicans being so fucking cringe? Or is this like the context of Republicans being so fucking cringe about Charlie Kirk's death in the fucking floor of the Senate? Do you guys remember when they were asking for a moment of silence and to pray, a moment of prayer or some shit for Charlie Kirk's passing? Do you guys remember that? Like, are we just gonna forget that like fucking existed? Like, why do you think, what exactly is the context of AOC's, like, speech there? Like, what do you think? Is like, if you're actually being charitable, you would say, oh, yeah, it's most likely because of the Republicans, like, fucking crazy behavior and hypocrisy, right? Hypocrisy when it comes to the actions of, like, them asking for moments of silence for Charlie Kirk, but not for the 2 Minnesota lawmakers that's been killed, right? So, okay, so he's just dishonest. Yeah, no, he's just being dishonest. Okay, cool. Okay. He's just being dishonest. He's just a dishonest prick. Jesus Christ, dude. So cringe. God, he's so cringe. Fuck. He's so
the
cringe.
Congress of the United States. How all the ways in which he's bad. Would you really think, wow, this person's so respectful of my grief? Of course not, man. We can see through it. It's pretty obvious. She has a lot of contempt for this guy who was just murdered.
So, Drew, I agree with you. I'm going to say really quickly that I made the same argument like last week whenever we talked about this. That actually it was on Adam and Stitch when Wick and I went on to Adam and Stitch. That I also don't like the people who need to follow it up. It feels like a virtue signal almost. Like people feel like they're not allowed to condemn the murder unless they also condemn him. Some people on the left because they'll get in trouble for the people who are more extreme than them. I wish that we all had the sensibility about yes, letting people grieve, right, and not attacking people when they die. However, I don't even think it's such a partisan thing.
Yes, Tally, keep sweeping. Keep sweeping, Tally. Oh my god. Dude, you're a fucking vacuum cleaner with that shit. Holy shit! You have a talent.
I do think it's more of a, well, I can't even say it's more of a left-wing thing because I've just spent so much more time on the left, but this is something that I've seen people on the left do to other people on the left. For example, when Ruth Bader Ginsburg died, naturally.
Oh, here's vacuum cleaning.
I remember being horrified, and I was pretty far left at this point, by how many people, right when she died, were saying, like, you know, like, we're not going to whitewash her.
There are people on the right right now that think Israel did it, right? They think Israel did it. So to say this is a left wing thing is just not true.
Hold on, Wick. See, that's such an yes. There are people who think that Israel did it, and
on the right who are specifically pushing this narrative.
I agree.
Look,
Those people
I agree with the caller in that the people that are using this
are my enemy.
I think that sure.
But I agree with you. Hold on, and I even caveated it, Wick, with saying I can't say actually. I even before you got defensive like that, I said I can't even say that this is a left wing thing exclusively. All I can say is from my experience when I spent so much time on the left. So I even made that caveat before I spoke and said that this is a thing that some people.
Okay, but this is in the context of AOC's comments.
Some people are callous. Yes, and my point is that I don't think it necessarily because they want the person to die or because it's a partisan thing. What I'm saying is I've seen people on the left do this to other people on the left. People who all of us here would have respect for, and immediately in the wake of their death, we're saying, well, I'm not going to whitewash this and that because she did this against Native American people and she did this wrong thing and whatever. And she said that Roe shouldn't have, continued on. Like there are people who just don't respect the grieving process after someone's death. And I wish that we had a better culture around that. But
there is nothing wrong.
Motherfucker, who is the one that created that culture? Do you think it's the far radical left or do you think it's Donald Trump? Hello? Like, who is the one that created that culture? Is it Obama? Was it Obama? Was it Biden? Was it Kamala Harris? Who has the loudest voice? Like, dude, just end me. Just end me. I can't believe it. I can't believe these are the arguments that are being made. I just can't believe. I actually can't believe. Fuck me, dude. It's just end me. End me.
We cannot.
There's nothing wrong with AOC's comments. I think that it's okay, especially to oppose a bill that is trying to basically make him into a saint. To say this guy's not a saint.
Yes, definitely.
We oppose this. We oppose this senseless violence. Crazy. We come together to condemn it entirely. But to use this opportunity to try to make him into something he wasn't, to some sort of martyr, is just silly.
Wait, did anyone on the
left say something he wasn't? For a lot of people, that is what he is. What they shouldn't do, and what you should absolutely speak against, is trying to make.
That's not true, by the way. That is so not true. Okay, name one political commentator on the left, okay, who was lionizing George Floyd's life. Okay, name one. Name one. Okay, but all of the conservative commentators right now are lionizing Charlie Kirk's death, right? Charlie Kirk's life and death, right? So one side is doing something and the other side is not. So it's a disingenuous comparison, okay?
Any type of make it illegal to speak badly about.
The Charlie Kirk
anything
Act.
Like that is completely out of yes, exactly. That's what you should be speaking out against. But saying like we're not going to let him become a martyr, he is a martyr to a lot of people. That is who he is to a lot of people. A lot of people loved and respected him. People are allowed to view these things differently. Isn't that the whole point of allowing people like AOC to say what she wants to say?
To be clear, it's not about just.
Well, I mean, you contradict yourself, right? You never extend the same level of charitability towards George Floyd. What the fuck? Jesus Christ.
Becoming a martyr. It's him becoming a martyr and then using that justification to infringe on our rights, which is
again,
that is
American. I agree.
Yes, but Drew doesn't acknowledge that. Drew doesn't acknowledge that. He's going to virtue signal. He's going to virtue signal about how like inhumane it is for somebody to hear somebody make comments about their father after you have Charlie Kirk making fun of Paul Pelosi immediately after the attack. So spare me.
That was wrong.
Fucking virtue signal.
I can do that fully. But
did you have the same? Did you have the same energy for that?
Yeah, I did. If you actually go back to my tweets, I smashed.
Did you?
Did you really?
Yeah, you mean like how you had the same energy for the Minnesota senators?
Yeah, and I had multiple tweets as well condemning Minnesota. So
no,
I
you had one the day after.
Because some things are bigger stories. Some things make a bigger impact. People are talking about.
They can be bigger stories, but the point is that if there's such a disproportionate coverage of it, then it shows that he doesn't really give a fuck about his principles that he says.
You can stand,
but he doesn't.
You can stand principally against something, and that's not necessarily measured by how much you said at that moment in time, especially.
But I'm saying that Drew does not.
Amount of impact.
But I did. I was fully against. I had dozens of tweets condemning Republicans over the Paul Pelosi thing. I thought that was disgusting.
What about for one? I searched your X page. You can feel free to link or whatever afterwards about the Paul Pelosi attack. And then for two, whenever I look at the Minnesota tweets that you supposedly had, you had one the day after that was commenting. You had one tweet the day after talking about the appearance of the killer. Do you acknowledge that? You had one tweet right after.
I said it was disgusting and terrifying. And if you go through my Twitter,
do you mean was that the tweet that you made 8 days?
Okay, we have to search this ourselves, right?
Ago in response to Stockton Left, or is that another tweet?
No, dude, when the Minnesota thing happened, I said it's literally terrifying. I said it's a terrifying thing for America.
You said the appearance of the killer.
Yeah, it was fucking terrifying. What's wrong
the appearance was not the act itself.
One more thing, Gather, then we got to cycle.
That's semantics. That's so semantics. Of course, I was talking about the actual act itself. I wasn't just saying that the appearance of the killer was scary. I was saying that the actual killing was scary. Don't be so semantic. This is just bullshit.
I'll link it.
Okay.
That is such bullshit semantics. I was saying that the entire act was terrifying.
I haven't seen the tweet, so
I posted multiple times of the Minnesota shootings. I also condemned the attack on Paul Pelosi multiple times. Where? I fully condemned the murder of Minnesota Democrats. I said Mike Lee's tweet was disgusting. That was 11/9/2025. Oh, sorry. That's like 9/11/2025. The murder of the Minnesota Democrat. Well, hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. But you're not. You issue the blame against the left. That's the thing, right? You issue the blame because I'm scrolling right now. I'm scrolling. Dude, God, he's such a shameless fucking cringe grifter. Oh my God, this is so cringe. We were both canceled simply for condemning the murder of political opponents, and he puts Dean Withers as a comparison to his loser ass. Both are losers, okay? But this is so cringe. Why would you ever post this? Why would you ever post this? Oh my God. Paul Pelosi. I don't really see anything about Paul Pelosi. Like, maybe I'm missing something? I'm sorting by top. Where's Paul Pelosi? I condemned the attack on Paul Pelosi multiple times. Where's multiple times? The murder of the Minnesota Democratic House leader is extremely fucking scary. Years of lead vibes. Fully gonna say Mike Lee's tweet is disgusting. But you, this is you saying that you said this, but where's the original one? What? Destiny is disgusting for this. Okay, one condemning Destiny, I guess. But where's the one where you're also condemning people on the right? Bro, literally on June 12th. Literally on June 12th, dude. God, this guy is so shameless. Dude, June 12th. I never thought I would see an elected U.S. senator treated like this. Trump wants to make himself dictator. It's disgusting. And then you go to his fucking account. You go to his, like, current fucking account. Dude, and now he's like a full fucking oh my God, dude. Give me a break. Jesus. Oh,
cannot comment. So, bring on the next guy.
So cringe.
You're live.
Oh
what do you got?
And someone saying in the chat, I don't critique the right to make fun of the attack. I condemn. I'll say this right now. I condemn the fact that Charlie Kirk made fun of the Paul Pelosi's killing. Not killing, the hammer attack. I condemn the fact that Donald Trump Jr. made light of the hammer attack. I think it's disgusting. My mum is a Trump supporter. I remember I had fights with her over it. I said that was disgusting, okay? So this is my actual views. I do think it's disgusting.
Okay. But it's never enough because we spend a lot of time criticizing the left, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, of course.
But it's never enough when we condemn the left because this works both ways, Holly.
I agree. Well, I'm not. But do I ever come at you for insufficiently condemning the left?
You come at me for other. We'll talk later.
I
Caller.
just disagree with you about.
Yeah, that's fine. I disagree with you too on some things. Caller, please.
Of course, of course.
Can we hear me?
Yes. What you got?
So I had 2 questions for Drew, but I do have to ask just the group. We understand there's a huge gulf of difference between people putting up murals for George Floyd and Congress creating a day of remembrance that will happen every year for Charlie Kirk.
Congress passed a George Floyd Act, and
But
Charlie Kirk at the end of the day, Charlie Kirk at the end of the day, Charlie Kirk at the end of the day remembers. Charlie Kirk at the end of the day represents 78 million Americans who voted for Trump. He had the same views as 78 million Americans who voted for Trump.
Things. The George Floyd Act was like actual legislation to reform, like I'm trying to remember specifics, but broadly like law enforcement. Like the Day of Remembrance for Charlie Kirk was to be like, look at this person who died. Now we are going to remember it. I can understand why someone on the left, particularly.
How dare America? How dare America?
Again, it's not just like fucking Day of Remembrance for fucking Charlie Kirk or some shit, right? Like we're also talking about actual pressures from the Trump administration to fire Kimmel from ABC, right? Like I'm pretty sure this debate happened after that has happened, right? So the thing is like, why the fuck are you pretending as if like legislation or political action isn't a part of this either, right? Like again, Charlie Kirk's death is used as the spark that will turn America into like that will accelerate like America's descent into madness and fascism, right? Yeah.
By making Day of Memorial to memorialize
it's very clear to me. It's so obvious.
In basically a generation.
It's so obvious.
It's the most high-profile political assassination in American generation.
Gross.
There are still American generations that remember like MLK getting assassinated, man.
Yeah,
like people are older enough, they don't know what to tell you.
This is one of the worst acts of political violence in America in decades since the MLK killings. That is literally the truth, and that's why that's why there should be a National Day of Memorial, because it's such a huge, high-profile act of killing, and it should be condemned. It doesn't matter whether he was right-wing. It doesn't matter if he had conservative views. He shouldn't have been shot. And it's the most high-profile. It's the most high-profile political assassination in America in decades.
Drew, hold on, Drew. In honor of Wick, take the white pill, okay? Because despite all of the callers who are really upset about this and all the chatters who are really upset about it, the Senate, all of the Democrats in the Senate passed unanimously to approve the Charlie Kirk Day of Remembrance because they see some value, even if they don't appreciate any of the things that he ever said. They
cringe. If that's true, cringe. Weak, cringe, not good. Okay, that's not actually a good thing. Okay, fuck that. Nah, no, cringe, bad. No, not good. Wait, did Fire rejoin the server? Isn't Fire permanently banned? What, did he get unbanned or something? What, is he ban evading? Oh, I guess not. Wait, what the fuck? When was he unbanned? I thought Lynn perma-banned him. Oh, whatever. I don't
see some value in what he represented in trying to, maintain discourse and dialogue.
They saw it as reaching across. That's
so take the white pill, Drew.
Look, I was never even a fan of Charlie Kirk in his life, but the fact that he was the most high-profile political assassination in America in decades is a really significant fact that needs to be memorialized by American society to draw a line under this act and say it should never happen again. Pretty obvious.
I'm just going to say we don't have an RFK Day, and he was actually in government.
Yeah, dude, that's probably because in the late 1960s there were literally dozens of assassinations. There was RFK, MLK, there was JFK in the early 60s. The 60s were filled with so many different assassinations.
Would you be in favor of the Democrats putting together a Hortman Day where they put remembrance for Hortman? You'd be okay with that?
You know what should actually probably be done? There should probably be just a day against political violence non-stop. Full stop. And it should be against Hortman, against Horseman, the attack on Pelosi, against Charlie Kirk, killing, the attack on Josh Shapiro's mansion.
And a tradition on that day.
Just to be clear.
A tradition on that day, right, where the schools and whatever go out and read the names.
Yeah, and Charlie, but just to be clear, it was horrific what happened to Charlie Kirk. It should never happen. But at the end of the day, he's just a podcaster, bro. Like, that's all he is.
Yeah, MLK would have been a podcaster, dude. Everyone would have been.
Charlie Kirk was just...
Why the fuck is Charlie Kirk being compared to MLK? Has he lost his goddamn mind? Wait, what? I thought like the comparison to MLK was just to illustrate a point. I didn't like expect the MLK comparison to go even further. What the fuck? Dude, this is like actually so shameless to me. Like, what the fuck? You have no shame.
obviously more.
Obama has a podcast. Like, dude, Michelle Obama and Barack Obama have a podcast these days. Everyone has a podcast these days. Okay, it doesn't mean
Okay,
that
I don't want to get hung up on this. This is not like my main question.
Okay, what was your main question quickly? Because he has a limited amount of time, and I want to respect his time.
I appreciate that. I'll move fast. I'll cut out my last question. I'll just move to this one. Drew, you outlined this idea that like Americans, that immigrants need to be more deferential to Americans that have been here longer.
Just be respectful. Just be respectful.
Okay, respectful. Or that, and you also laid out this idea that like Americans, there can be someone who is more American based on how long their family has been here. That was a thing you did outline, correct?
I do think, I'll give you an example. It's not based on race. If an African-American guy
I'm not saying
in America
based on race.
has 400 years of history in the country, I think that they're more American than Mehdi Hassan.
Okay, so I'm saying you're basing enough time. I don't need an example.
Yeah,
if you're basing enough time, if someone's family has been here longer, that person's more American than someone whose family who has not been here longer.
Yeah. Let me explain. I'll give you two examples. Right?
You gave a bunch of examples, and I know we have limited time. I just want to sort of get to my question. Like, okay, let's say that there's someone whose family came here on the Mayflower. They're about as old American as you can get. Literally, the Pilgrims gone here in the Mayflower.
They can still
right?
be anti-American. They can still be anti-American. That's my question. I know what you're going to say.
Okay, let's say that person's family, like further down the line, it's 1861. They're part of the Confederacy. Then Civil War's over. They get their citizenship back. America basically treated getting citizenship back as if like you never really lost it. That was part of our like healing post the Civil War. Is that person's family? Is that person more American than someone whose family came here in like 1855?
I don't think it should be like if you have one more year.
Oh, if you missed it, Republicans and centrists, including on the Senate floor, claimed Charlie Kirk was the greatest civil rights activist of the time. That's why the Dems disagree in the Senate. Oh, okay. Oh, that's the context. Okay. All right.
There are multiple dimensions because they're obviously talking about. You're making the point that someone could have been here. I mean, I am translating for him, but this is obviously what he's saying. Yeah. He is literally saying, yes, someone could be here since the inception, come here on the Mayflower and be completely anti-American and be someone who doesn't respect and is working against the American project. He's saying heritage, participation in that culture, in that society.
God, Drew Whisperer is not exactly a good title. Okay, listen. Yeah, I know how to communicate to retards because I'm also a retard.
And respect for that culture and society are all different domains.
Example, right?
Let Drew talk for Drew. Drew can speak for himself.
That is what he's saying. People are just being uncharitable.
Tali, thank you. That was very helpful. I want to say, right? Okay, look at Calla Walsh. I don't know how long her family's been in the country. She's white American, Irish, probably has more than 100 years of history in the country. I would say Vivek Ramaswamy. I'm not even a fan of Vivek Ramaswamy, but he's probably he's much more patriotic American than like Calla Walsh, who's that crazy girl who literally says, kill America, destroy America, let's have 9/11s. That's what Calla Walsh believes. She's like this hardcore Iran supporter who literally went to Iran, participated in their Holocaust denial conference and stuff like that. Jackson Hinkle is, I don't know.
My Cohen is coming up. Kill me. Wait, I didn't know you were a caller. Like, I didn't know that, like, you're the kind of person who call. Okay, I don't know. I realize now that I don't really know everyone of my audience. Because I got to know a lot of audience members just because I talk with a lot of people after stream. And from time to time, I guess, people like DMing me because they want that kind of parasocial experience or whatever, right? But I don't know, like, everyone, you know. I do know a lot of people though, for a record, but
how long his family's been in the country, but he's a white American. He's probably got some generations of history in the country. I would say that like a new migrant who's actually patriotic is more patriotic than Jackson Hinkle, for example. So for me, it's not just. So it's not just. So
okay, thank you, Colin.
I want to make clear. There's multiple dimensions.
All right, I'll appreciate your.
It's multiple dimensions. It's not just race. It's not just the amount of time in the country. Because
you're making a moral argument.
Last caller.
Oh, this is you, right? Is this you, Conrad?
To the point 100 times over that citizenship is what actually makes you literally an
Last caller.
American.
Last caller.
Trying to change that.
Last caller.
Yeah. My live. Sorry. All right. So I have the stream muted or whatever, but I just wanted to make a statement that the only thing that actually matters right now is upholding the Constitution itself. Like nothing else matters. That's what makes you an American. Like.
Oh, I didn't even know you had a fucking American flag in the background. I'm the Ben Shapiro biceps guy in Destiny's Replies Low. Oh, You're Ben Shapiro's biceps. You're down for. Okay, I know who you are. Don't you hate me? Wait, hold on. Weren't you like a fucking anti-fan? Did you somehow turn or something? Oh no, you hated Melanie.
Rank up. Hold the line. This hamlet shall not fall.
Oh come on, rating me just as I'm about to end stream, dude. Oh fuck you, Zip. Thank you so much for the 134 viewers. Yeah, okay. You're the Melanie Ninetails Fox hater. You're not the Foodshops hater, I think. But thank you so much for the host, Zip. I appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, so this is you, right, Conrad? Anyway,
do you guys agree with the Second Amendment?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, there are a lot of leftists who want to change that part of the constitution, right? So
I think a lot of leftists are actually very pro-gun.
Not a lot in Wick's community.
Not.
Yeah,
this is the problem. As we said in the beginning, I think you're taking a very small percentage of people and extrapolating out. Though I will agree that being anti-Second Amendment is more popular than being pro-celebration of death. That is true, right? That is it's a pretty common Democratic position. But I will say this, Conroe.
I do want to say I admire the American Constitution. I think the
forgot she
American Constitution is
existed.
beautiful. It's a
Bro, you were following her around like crazy and like trying to fucking you were trying to get at her constantly, but okay.
Beautiful document. There are some parts to it that like are not perfect. I think a lot of Americans would say
Lol, didn't know you were ending? Well
there are heaps of Americans who say that.
That's what amendments
like,
and all that are for.
Hey, thank you, Radiant.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
So we can amend it. But if there are people that
Fire out here acting like a celebrity in Discord again. It's cringe, dude. Who cares? Like if you're terminally online enough, any fucking streamer knows who you are, right? Like everyone knows who Melanie Ninetales Cosmic Fox is because she's so fucking annoying and so fucking insufferable, right? Back then. But like the thing is that like she's not known for being like a great person. She's not known for being a fantastic debater. She's just known for being insufferable, right? Like it's the definition of like kind of Dunning-Kruger of streaming.
really just want to take a torch to
God.
the Constitution and just get rid of parts of it
So
without any kind of yes. And you're putting
I
your support more.
I condemn Sam Hyde type.
Your condemnation really doesn't mean anything because if you're just going to support the side that is looking to do that.
Also, not only that, I'm the kind of person who really enjoys calling out users by name, right? Like, I feel like a lot of streamers out there, like, refuse to say specific names. Yeah, like, they refuse to draw attention to specific people. But now I see why, right? It's because of, like, fucking people like Fire who just, like, go around spouting, well, guess what? Foodshops is the person, who is, this person agrees with me, because they notice who I am. Oh my god, shut the fuck up, dude. Jesus Christ, you're so cringe.
Instead of doing it through,
actual legal means. I never even said I'm MAGA. I've never even said I'm MAGA.
Yeah, it's not so
shifting
binary.
toward the right.
It's
You've
not
been shifting
so,
to the right, and you're doing all the stupid.
Connor is a conservative who's
It's not bad to be. Yeah, it's not bad to be conservative. It's not bad to be on the right. There's nothing inherently wrong or immoral about being on the right. So
Yes, it is. What? Okay, all right, moral nihilist. But you realize like there's literally say my name, Dirty Dancer. But like you realize like there's literally no fucking like what is even the point of like having any kind of moral prescription based off of your beliefs, right? If you cannot assign some kind of like moral weight or moral judgment based off of it, right? Like then what's the point? You might as well just say like Nazis are like morally neutral, right? From your perspective. God damn, dude. God fuck. Bro, why is everyone so cringe in this space? Fuck me, dude.
Moving to the right and also condemning anti-constitutional, anti-republican movements within the right wing. That's completely consistent.
Not saying that.
I'll give you an example. I looked at them.
When you're boosting, when you're boosting, you, like the kind of arguments and all of that, like, sorry, when you're boosting like those kind of arguments, like with the George Floyd shit, like it's not a one-to-one. The way, like
He doesn't need to be a one-to-one. He doesn't need to treat it like a one-to-one.
Okay.
Like let me just
let him get it out.
Let me speak to him. So like when you're trying to compare what AOC is doing with Kirk on you know, like giving her statement, still condemning the violence and all of that, it's a lot different than the way that people have treated like how George Floyd was. Like when people were doing that,
there were so many people who were sacked from their jobs after Black Lives Matter because they said, "Oh, George Floyd held a gun to."
They were bringing up his past in order to try to justify the fact that he was killed.
Which I think a lot of leftists are doing with Charlie Kirk. A lot of leftists are doing that with Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, that's bad. But you're doing the same argument that the right was doing, the left's doing now with Kirk.
She didn't say she's morally neutral. She said conservatives aren't bad. Okay, yeah, fair point. But like that's still retarded, obviously.
You don't see that?
How? I don't think it's good that Charlie Kirk was. I mean, I don't think it's good that George Floyd was killed. I think it's bad that he was killed.
Why bring up his past then?
Why bring up Charlie Kirk's past? I'm only bringing up George Floyd's past because you bring
because they're trying to. They're literally.
Oh my god, dude! Does like Drew have like fucking brain damage or something? Like Jesus Christ! You've had this point explained to you like 50 trillion times. Like you've had this point explained to you so many. Dude, is he listening or like I'm so confused? What? He's not even listening, dude. dude.
Trying to like absolve him of all of his like sins.
The difference is being illustrated. The difference has been explained to you 50 trillion times now. Like, how many times are you gonna? You've been explained this by like 50 different fucking people. Like, what the fuck?
And turn him into like a Christ-like figure in order to.
Okay, that's what people did about George Floyd. That's exactly what people on the left did about George Floyd. That's literally.
Yes, except that they're using the death of Kirk to just
brain damage.
completely get
People
rid
use
of
the
rights.
death
Like,
of George Floyd. People use the death of George Floyd to go on massive riots across America and just do $10
We're gonna-
billion in economic damage.
We're gonna have to let you go,
so you should
Conrad.
say that it's bad. All right, thank
Conrad.
you.
Okay, I'll talk to you later, buddy. Okay.
I can do 2 more. I can do 2 more.
2 more, gang. 2
Oh.
more. If you get into the
Oh,
backstage
hell no.
now, they all cleared out after I said it was the last one, unfortunately. But
sorry.
jump
I
in
can do
real
more.
quick and we'll get you. But I guess like while we wait, just give your kind of closing thoughts, Drew. I will get with you when or Tali will get you with someone will get with you, and we'll schedule time for Erudite and you and me to have a conversation.
Yeah, I remember I did a debate with
Oh,
I remember I
and
debated
me.
Erudite with Pisco. Very annoying person. Yeah, have Tali in there as well. It'd be good.
I will be there too.
Okay, we can do that if
that'd
you'd
be
like.
I will be-
Wait, why with Erudite? Wouldn't Erudite just agree with Drew the entire time? Because they're like a bunch of optics cucks? Or is it just that Drew is now on a right-wing grift? I mean, I guess Erudite wouldn't agree with him because he's now a right-winger. And Erudite is like still a left-winger despite like the fucking weird fucking criticisms. Jesus Christ.
Do it this week. I find Erudite to be a really annoying person. She is a communist. and
I really
She's a
like
communist?
Kyla.
Okay. What? Dude. Oh my. Dude, I hate this entire this space sucks, dude. This space just actually sucks. Just get me out already, dude. Just I don't even want to be, dude. Fuck me. I have to share the same space with Drew. It's just like, god damn. He thinks that Erudite is a communist? Dude. Dude. I don't like what's going on. I'm sorry. Wait, where am I? Where the fuck am I? Hello? I've lost my sense of self.
Hold on. Whoa.
Erudite,
Kyla
Erudite,
is
wait,
not a
to the right.
communist.
Wait, am I thinking of the right person? Hang on.
No, you're taking a straighter aid. She's a communist. That's
Yeah,
a different
you're thinking
person.
of
Oh, sorry, I was talking about straight
Okay,
Hang on.
we were about
Wait,
to have
wait,
another
hang on.
issue, okay?
Holy shit. Oh my
Kyla
God.
is not.
Oh, Erudite. Okay. Oh, sorry, I was confusing her for straight away. Sorry. No, straight away. Like
Wow. Wow.
Wow, white woman equals white woman. Nice, good one.
Wow. Okay, I'll let her know that you did that. But go ahead, caller.
So I'm
please.
sorry for that. It was straight away who's a communist. I hate straight away.
I just want to say, Drew completely
So cringe.
misrepresented the Ilhan Omar quote. She was talking in reference to being repeatedly asked about female genital mutilation because she was a Muslim member
Disagree.
of office. That's
I
why
read it.
she was appalled by it.
No. I read it. I read that part to it too. She couldn't just straight up say female genital mutilation is bad. She had to say, "Oh no, I'm only being asked this because I'm a Muslim." So it was just.
Well, she had put out previous statements many times, and if you're asked repeatedly again and again, simply because she's a Muslim member, it's going to be appalling to be repeatedly asked that question. I understand that, but my actual question.
She's not strong enough in actually opposing it.
All right, my actual question is,
Please.
Okay.
You say Mehdi Hassan's not. I'm not actually. You wouldn't consider him an American, right?
No.
What is your
Because he's an Islamist.
threshold? What is your threshold for what is an American? What fits that? If it's not citizenship,
You have to be patriotic and love America. And love the people of America too, not just the Constitution. You also have to love the people of America. And I think Mehdi Hassan has a lot of racial resentment.
No, you don't.
He
You have to love the
recognizes citizenship.
Constitution.
Again, he's
That's it.
talking about a moral judgment. You guys are like. And
I understand what he's
I know
talking
he's
about.
listening.
I'm asking about the threshold because he said the other guys
I'm
on the
talking about the moral threshold, which is my
20v1 panel. He said that one guy was more American than Mehdi.
I didn't say he was more American than Mehdi. I wasn't saying he was a better American than Mehdi. I was just saying what I was objecting to was the fact that Mehdi said, "I'm just as American as a guy with 400 years of history in the country." And I think that he wouldn't have said that to an African American.
Wait, is he saying like spiritually an American, or like what the fuck is he talking about? Is he saying like spiritually an American, or dude, I just can't believe these are like real arguments that are being made, like that I am hearing right now. Like, fuck me, dude.
American guy. I think he would have said that to an African American guy. I don't think he would have.
I think he would have.
I think leftists are much more respectful to the fact that Black Americans are essentially indigenous to America after 400 years, but they're not really respectful to the fact that European Americans are after 400 years are the same thing.
I disagree.
Okay. Well, thank you for calling
That's
in.
my time.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
I do feel bad. I do feel bad for thinking that Erudite was straight away. I'm sorry for that.
That was
pretty funny.
amazingly funny.
I was traumatized by doing that stupid debate with Straight Away and Pisco, where Straight Away is literally just a communist. I hate that shit.
Well, she says she's a communist, so yeah, she's a communist. Yes. She identifies.
I apologize to Erudite. I know she's not. I don't think
Erudite's gonna. I'll break it to her easy. Okay, I'll break it to her easy. Okay. With that said, Drew, we still disagree on a lot of things, but thank you for coming on. I do appreciate you being willing to come in and talk with us. Can you tell my audience where they can find you if they want to find you?
Nah, don't find Drew, okay? God damn, fucking grifter. Fucking loser grifter. God damn, dude, this fucking non-American trying to profit off of, like, America's fucking demise. Like, actual fucking loser. God damn, dude. Jesus Christ. Like, literal fucking sentient cum sock for Trump. Like, actual fucking loser. Okay. All right. Well,